Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Honest to Pod with me, Ashton McAllister.
And me, Matthew Ali.
And yeah, episode 26. About to kick off. What's been happening, Matt? How's your week gone?
I've had quite a busy week, to be honest. I had to work all weekend, which is fun. It's like a fun thing to do, but I'm like tired already, and it's Monday. Do you know what I mean? So,
Did you say it's a fun thing to do or a fine thing to do?
fun. The thing that we need to do it for when we're opening a new restaurant is fun. It's just that I have to work a lot over like the 2-week period. So that's tiring, but the work itself and the experience itself is fun, and it's only for 2 weeks, so it's not the end of the world, which is good. But work is killing me. Like honestly, like okay, well, last week Wednesday, right? This woman who's supposed to be our manager decided to just spring to one with me.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god, honestly, I'm not going to get myself properly worked up again because every time I talk about it, I do. But I never really I don't have a manager. I never really had a manager for ages, and then she has assigned a manager to me, but she thought before he comes back from holiday that she wanted to have a catch up with me, a 1-to-1, right? I thought it was just a review or something because we were talking about it 2 days beforehand because it's that time of year. So I get there and then it turns out she'd asked all these people that I supposedly work with, which I don't, basically give me feedback. She asked them if they could write down things that I should stop, start, and continue doing. The thing is, I never knew about it and I did not know this was happening. So it was a complete and utter shock. And then after reading it, like I was absolutely livid. I was furious. And it was just like basically just telling me what I needed to stop doing, which is fine, except for the fact that I didn't know it was going to happen. This has never happened before. And I was not prepared to basically be slated. It was brutal, absolutely brutal. And she was like, it's part of, it's a normal thing to do. It's puppy feedback. Don't look at the words, just take it as it is, like take the themes and stuff. And, this is a normal thing to do. But I was like, this has literally never happened to me in my life. And I'm pretty certain if you wanted to go around asking people how I was working, you would tell me that you were going to do that first, not just spring it on me. And I honestly, I'm still angry now. It happened last week, Wednesday, so, a week ago. And I'm furious at the comments. These people I don't even work with, by the way. And then I had a problem with my reputation at work and it just won't ever leave me. And I'm really getting pissed off. I'm pissed off now. So, it's not good.
I'm glad I asked.
Yeah. So that was annoying.
Ooh.
Well. How was your week?
It was fine.
Good.
Let's move on. No, what did I do? I watched. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. Did you watch the Fire Festival documentary on Netflix?
No, I haven't seen it yet. Is Ja Rule in it though?
Yeah, man, he's in it.
Yeah,
he's always on time.
Oh my god.
Do. What else? He had another song as well, didn't he?
He had a lot of songs. He has a really good album called RULE. It's actually an incredible album.
Oh, I thought he only had that one song with Jennifer Lopez.
That wasn't Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, he was it?
That was Ashanti.
No, but he did a song with Jennifer Lopez.
He did, but the song you were singing, I thought.
Ain't it funny? Ain't it funny?
It must be the end. Yeah, but you said the one song, but the song you were singing was a different song. Anyway.
So, do you plan to watch this documentary?
I haven't planned to, no.
Well, good, since I don't feel bad at spoiling it. So,
okay. Now I can't watch it.
So, well, yeah, you can still watch it because it's still really interesting. But essentially, for those who don't know, it's a documentary on Netflix called Fire: The Greatest Party That Never Happened. And it's all about the Fire Festival of 2017, which was put together by this guy, Billy McFarland, and sort of endorsed by Ja Rule. And it was supposed to be the greatest party that ever was going to happen. VIP this, VIP that. These people are selling tickets, and they sold out inside like days. Selling tickets for $12,000, or a VIP package was $250,000. So everything goes shits up in this festival. Like, Oh, anyway, I won't go into the detail because I'll let you people watch it if you want to watch it. But the one bit, there's just one bit in it which is just crazy. So in the midst of everything going tits up, you've got this one guy called Andy. So Andy's one of the sort of event organizers, but he's like he's not the type of person you're going to blame for anything that goes wrong. He's just been hired and he's doing the best he can. The main guy who's putting everything together is a guy called Billy McFarland. So Andy goes away for a couple of days. He comes back, shits at the fan with the 4 containers of Evian water that is being held up in customs by a guy called Cunningham.
The event hasn't started yet, right?
No, this is all still pre the event.
Okay.
So yeah, Cunningham in customs in the Bahamas is holding up 4 sea containers of Evian water. Andy's just come back, crisis call. Billy calls him and he's like, Andy, we need you to take one for the team. Then Billy says, Andy, you are our big gay leader, and we need you to go down and suck Cunningham's cock to get the Evian water.
What do you mean, the person holding it in customs?
Yeah, Andy sits and he explains it to the screen. He's like, well, I was a bit taken back, but I went home and I had a shower and I swallowed some mouthwash and I went down to customs to suck Cunningham's dick. And then it skips right past it, and Andy's like, but it's okay because Cunningham said we could just have the water. I'm like, nope, you missed out too many deets. Too many deets.
Like what?
Well, like, what happened? Like, did you go down there and try to suck him off? And then all of a sudden it was like, no, just take the water. Did Cunningham specifically request that Andy comes down and suck a dick in order to get the water? Or did Billy just assume that big gay Andy would go down and suck a dick and that would sort it all out? What's going on?
Andy's gay, the one who wants to go down?
Oh, Andy was gay, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he wasn't gay. I thought that was part of the story. I thought the fact that he was like straight and he was told he needs to go and suck a dick. And he was
Why
like,
does
okay,
it matter? Like, would it be better if he was? Well, is it okay because he was gay?
It's not okay. I thought it was like add an extra dimension to the story. I also think it'd be more tolerable. Not tolerable. As a gay man, I'd find it easier to go and suck someone's dick for than if like you asked me now to go and like go down on a girl. I would not be able to do that. That would be tough. That would be incredibly tough.
But how would they like even know that Andy was okay to go down and do that? Was he wearing like a T-shirt or something that says "I give good head"?
What do you mean? That doesn't make sense. Well, he's the gay one. None of us are gay.
So it doesn't matter.
Well, I think it's safe to assume that you would ask the gay man to go and suck someone's dick instead of the straight one when you've got the option, no?
I think it's absurd that if you ask anyone to go down and suck a dick for water, maybe you and I are different people. Maybe. If I'm ever in a crisis and I need something sorted, I'm going to say, Matt, I need you to go over there and you just suck that guy's dick.
I'd already be down there and be like, sorry, actually, what? I'd be like, oh, hey.
What?
Let's address the elephant in the room. How good? How good was the rugby on Saturday? You tell me.
I thought it was a good game.
It was a great game for England. Oh my god! But I did miss the first 20 minutes. I will say that because I was working. But ever since from that point onwards, England were just dominant overall.
England were dominant from the first whistle.
When you look at the stats, like I posted it on the pod thing, didn't I, today? As a background to the questions. And the stats are misleading, aren't they? If you did, I don't know, did you see them?
Yeah, I mean, I did look at them. You would think it'd be a bit more balanced, but no.
You think that Ireland were winning, really?
Yeah, you think the score would be a bit more balanced than what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. But it wasn't. And I just want to say that Ireland probably got a little bit cocky, to be honest. And the way that England were playing was really smart and intelligent. So to me, what really won England the game, apart from the fact that they were tackling like crazy beasts, was they constantly, when they were getting towards the opposition 22, going into Ireland's 22, and sort of from the 10-meter mark, they were kicking behind the defensive line. So a lot of chips, a lot of small chips, a lot of grubbers along the floor.
Yeah.
And that put like a ridiculous amount of pressure on Ireland. We scored a try from it. Do you remember where Jack Noel put a lot of pressure on? And it was amazing. They just continually did that, and it worked out really well. I was really happy, I must admit.
Yeah, no, full credit to England. I would say England played really well. To have a man in the sin bin for 10 minutes and Ireland not make much of a difference on it was phenomenal. What else? Usually, like, Ireland's a very disciplined team. We don't give away very many penalties, which is awesome. But it just shows that England, like, they didn't win because we gave away penalties. They won because they were just the better team on the pitch.
Absolutely, it was amazing.
It was heartbreaking.
France Wales game on Friday.
I didn't watch any other rugby at the weekend.
You don't or didn't?
I didn't. I was out at the gym on Friday when it started, and I came back and I meant to catch up, but then I just.
Oh my god! I didn't watch it on Friday, but I watched that after the England game on Saturday. Oh my god! I did it again.
What did you do?
Forget to plug in my microphone.
You plug in the mic.
Again, this keeps happening. I'm talking into it. I'm facing it, and it's not plugged in. Anyway, it's done now. Let's see what happens. So France are crazy, right? They were up 16. I want to say 16-0 or 13-0 at the half. Their first performance was spectacular. Honestly, they were pissing all over Wales. Wales didn't know what to do. Their number 10, Gareth Anscombe, I think he was called. He just had a really poor game. I don't know him at all. I've never seen him, but apparently he's really attacking number 10. And he was just, honestly, I thought, this is the first time I would have seen him play rugby, and I thought he was really poor. I thought his decision-making was really, really bad. His kicking quality was poor. And then the second half happened, and it was as if the French team thought they'd won the game already, or honestly, it was another team. It was a completely other team. They lost the game in the end. Wales had come back from being, I think it was 16-0 down. Then they came back to 17-16 and then won like confidently after that. Yeah. Madness, absolute madness. That was a great game. I mean, this weekend of rugby, I didn't watch the Scotland-Italy game. Apparently there was a lot of drama in that. But honestly, those two games, I thought it was an amazing start to the weekend. And the fact that Wales won and France let themselves down massively was just, it is worth watching, honestly. If you get a chance just to watch it on BBC iPlayer, then you should.
Yeah, I mean, I will. I've been told to watch it. I've been told it's a good game. So.
It really was. Those two games.
I will check it out.
Excellent. But yeah, I'm so happy that's such a good start for England to get 2 bonus points as well.
Mm-hmm.
Great start.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really, 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 really hope France kick their ass next week.
Who, Ireland?
France play England next week.
Okay, good. You never know. I mean, they'll be looking for revenge or like something to bring up their reputation after that. Honestly, it was a terrible loss to Wales. But where is the game? Is it in France or Twickenham?
Twickenham.
No chance. No chance.
No, well, you never know.
We've got a big game next weekend, actually.
Oh, you have? You have?
Yeah, we're playing the top of the table. Well, the team that we're in contention with is top of the table. This is like the big match of our entire season.
Ooh.
So, yeah. I'm going to have to miss the beginning of the French match, which was annoying. But yeah, we've got a big game ahead, so I'm super excited about that.
The French match?
Super excited about our game.
Oh, you said you have to miss the first 10 minutes of the French match.
Not the first 10 minutes. I think you have to... What time is it on Friday, on Saturday?
The England game is on Sunday.
Then never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Should we get into some topics?
Yeah, let's do it. So, I know we have friends, and we've talked about it before, perhaps here or somewhere else, about when we're out with people and, you know, we're in a pub and they are more engaged in their mobile phone than they are in the conversation.
Wait, what'd you say?
They're more engaged with...
I'm joking. You can't see me, but I'm playing on my phone.
Oh, Oh,
It was a
actually,
poor
you
joke.
can't see him. It was a bad joke. You can't see me. I actually rolled my eyes and thought, "Oh my god, he better be paying attention." Because it is 11 o'clock at night, and I'm super fucking tired.
I know, it's so late.
Anyway, back to the story. We have basically it really gets on my fucking wick when you're out in a pub or out being social and somebody is on their phone nonstop.
Absolutely.
We've talked about it before. We have our mutual friend who is the worst.
I saw him this week.
I
Oh,
know.
you know? How do you know?
Well, I knew he was in London.
Oh, yeah, but last time I didn't see him because the bitch bailed on me twice.
Oh, he's probably too busy on his phone.
Probably. Yeah.
Mm. So there's this little pub in Ireland, in Cork, actually. Who was messaging me today about Cork? Somebody messaged me today about going to Cork. It was Jordan.
Jordan Webb.
Yeah,
He wants to go to Cork.
I think he's going to Cork.
Shit, I need to book a date going to you. You did message me. My bad. Ugh, I forgot. I'll do that. Oh, I won't do it this week. Anyway.
Okay. Well, Cork, a little pub in Cork called the Anchor Bar, is banning mobile phones in an attempt to save the crack.
Ah, that's good.
It's cute, right? So this little pub's run by two brothers, Billy and Podrick. They have a little handwritten sign saying, "Patrons, perhaps you could refrain from using the mobile phone." And essentially, they basically had people come in, ask for the Wi-Fi, and then sit all day on their phone. So they've trying to put a stop to it.
And what's the response so far?
Well, there's a really funny video which I will pop in here.
The Anchor Bar in West Cork. Mobile phones are banned here.
I put up a sign, as it says there. Perhaps you would refrain from using your mobile phone when you come into the pub. It has been noticeable for a number of years now that a lot of people will come into a pub, particularly in the summertime. And the first thing they might say to you is, "Have you got Wi-Fi?" And you might say, "Of course we do. You know, we think we're getting a bit modern, so we give them the Wi-Fi." And the next thing, they're leant down over the table and they're tapping on a tablet or a phone. In the meantime, you walk around the place, no conversation. Pubs are places where you come in and you engage.
What's happening at the Anchor Bar is being supported by locals.
Have a chat, not on the phone.
I think it's bloody brilliant. It's a great idea. Absolutely, and it should spread to every pub in Ireland.
And if their phone rings, go outside to answer it, but not in the pub.
Lots of people support it, but then it says here, however, when the question was taken to the streets of Cork, a range of responses were met. A anonymous interviewee said, "I live with my phone in my hand," and another declared, "I don't agree with that now. Walking outside to answer your phone?" A third member of the local community also disagreed with the new rules, stating a relative argument that it's a generation. I think it has to be accepted.
I think
What do you think?
it's prerogative to ban phones if they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can ask, what do I think?
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. Maybe I'm not part of this young generation because I think there's a generation now younger than we are. We're definitely old people. But I think it's amazing, personally. I can say that I've been bad. I'm really hit and miss. Some nights, most nights, in fact, I'll say, I'm not the kind of person to sit in public and be on my phone. It's just every now and again, I just find myself being that person. But I think that's a negative, a bad side of me. I think one thing that our phones are there for is to connect us with other people. But if you're around other people, why do you need to do that? I think that, and I'd say in gay society, especially with singles, a lot of people are just messaging guys within the area and the apps. And I think that's a bit disrespectful, to the people that you're with. I know some of my friends are like that. My friends are just on their phones and going around and, on Scruff and Grinder just because they're in a new area, and then they start messaging people, and there's a whole group of people there. There's a whole group of our friends in one place, and you're just sitting there on your phone. And I think the crack needs to be saved. I agree, wholeheartedly agree.
Let's see the crack.
Yeah,
I think the same. I think it's. I was thinking about this. I like to think deeply about these important things, and if somebody receives a text message, I think it's fine for that person to then go on their phone. But if somebody is actively just messing around on their phone, that's a no-no.
People are just looking at Instagram and shit. It's not like they need to, why do they need to be on their phone unless someone's messaging them importantly or they're at work? Like they're on, something like that. Like if it's just browsing stories on Instagram, like what do you need to do that for?
No, when I'm out socially, I turn my phone upside down so like the light can't even distract me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that. I think it should be like a smoking area. You can go to that area and then do your texting and stuff. But that means, because now although smoking is very social, and the more you get drunk, the more people go out. But like when people first start drinking, you might be in a group with not many smokers, and the smoker even might have to go out by themselves. Well, that's their decision because that's what they want to do. Put these people on their phone in the cold and say, well, if you want to play on your phone, absolutely, just stand in the cold doing it. It's a reinforcement, isn't it? Some people don't live in the moment. Like, like all these people that take pictures and stories on their Instagram all the time. And you think like, it's not that fun, especially when I'm like, I was there. We were not laughing, but your picture says that. Live in the moment, And Adele screams at people and like when they're filming her, when she's performing, right? Because they got their phones out and they're watching her with his phone. She's like, enjoy my show. Like, don't look through your phone. Look at me. You've come to pay to see me. Be in the moment. I don't know. I think there's an element that we're missing from our youth today and our lifestyles where we're just not living in the moment enough. And I do understand that, I don't take enough pictures because and then I'm like, oh, do you know what? I wish I did take more pictures. And I think there's an element of that. But sometimes I think about like, oh, this will be good on Instagram just because it'll look nice. And I think I don't like that part of myself, if I'm honest.
Oh, I like social media.
I do like social media.
Video is an electronic medium for the recording, copying, playback, broadcasting,
Alexa,
and display of
off.
What did you say?
I don't know. She's just really creepy. She sometimes just like butts in conversations. And
I was like, what is that?
Calm down, bitch.
She just needs to live in the moment. That's the problem.
she needs to back away off. She does that sometimes. Like we were watching a horror film. And then
she just
screamed.
She's like, shut up, man.
Stupid bitch. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about. The little pub. Stay off mobile phones. Really fucking grinds my gears. If you're out with me, don't get your mobile phone.
Definitely.
Does my voice sound weird? I feel
every day.
I feel very groggy.
No, you sound sprightly. Actually, I expected you to be like last week, where you were like, hi, I'm Ashley. Even though it's quite late. And I was like, oh, interesting.
I am so tired.
Yeah, same. Well, what I want to talk about today is it's something quite close to my heart, I would say, in some sense, because I think that sometimes when people question whether there's a need for certain things like pride, why you'd need black pride or anything like that, maybe even some stripes on a flag. So there's an actor in America called Jussie Smollett, and he's in Empire. I've watched a couple of episodes of Empire. Have you seen it?
No, I remember Drew and Scott used to be cray-cray for it.
Oh, yeah, my brother loves it, but it's so tacky. Like I thought it was, but people love it. It's got a lot of spending in it anyway. The actor is both openly gay and black, and he plays a gay character on the show as well. Recently, he was attacked in Chicago, coming home on a Tuesday night in the early mornings by two people that had said racist and homophobic slurs to him, tied a noose around his neck and poured some unknown chemical in his face.
Jesus.
Yeah. He's okay now. He performed the other day. His family thought he shouldn't have, but the doctor cleared him and he wanted to get out in public and say that he's okay and alive and that he's fighting and fought back and still like suffering and hurt, like emotionally hurt stuff, but that he doesn't want to be doesn't want it to overcome him and wants to spread the word. But the people that had did it had allegedly sort of shouted out, MAGA, this is MAGA country, make America great again.
Mm-hmm.
The Trump slogan from his 2016 campaign. And I just wanted to, well, I mean, there's no opinion to ask, like, what do you think this is okay? But I just wanted to say, like, for me, this is an example of why there still needs to be awareness made about gay people, about black people, about anyone that doesn't want to conform to what society said you should or shouldn't do, whether you say, you identify as gay, straight, or anywhere in between. And I just think that I can't believe this is happening in this day and age. Like, I really can't. Some people are going crazy on Twitter saying that the fact that constantly, if you look online, all it said is this is allegedly a hate crime. And at the moment, it isn't clear whether it is a hate crime or not. And that some people are questioning the consistency of his story.
It's a double hate crime.
Yeah, it is a double down, for sure. It is an absolute hate crime. And the fact that it comes out as allegedly all the time, or this hasn't yet been decided and stuff, I think but some people think he's lying. Some people think he must be lying, and that's why they haven't actually confirmed as to whether it'll be treated that way. But he's saying that they shouted slurs at him about being gay and about being black. Can you believe this is happening in this day and age? In a big city like Chicago?
Yeah, I believe it's happening because people are fucking dicks. People are out there thinking that, I sometimes wonder, like, even though we're both gay and you're black, do we maybe talk? I know you've said before, do we talk maybe too much about race or too much about gay stuff? And I was thinking about it just last night, actually. No, I don't think we do, and I'll tell you why we don't. I don't think we do talk too much about it, because it's so fucking relevant. We live in a world where people think it's okay to put a noose around somebody's neck and pour an unknown liquid over their face, and yet people are blind to see that there's not something wrong.
Someone on Twitter had written, "Oh, it's just convenient that this happened because he's black and gay," and I was like,
"It's not convenient. It's the reason that he's black and gay is why it happened." Oh, it's so. I don't think people realize, but for people who are in a minority like myself and you, every day there's not one day goes by where I have to question my own safety, and it's mental. I live in a small town. People know I'm gay. If I was anytime I go out, I think, right, well, is today the day something's going to happen to me? And that might sound extreme, but for somebody who's straight and white, they have no idea how lucky they are. The fact that they can walk out of their own house and not worry that something bad might happen to them every day. It's not a good way to live your life.
But I feel like if it was happening, it was just because someone was going to do it anyway, regardless of most certainly my sexuality. I mean, I don't think that it's completely evident just by my appearance. Do you know what's really strange, actually? It's getting to the point now where I think, I hope you're on the turn, right? Because with how my work is going now, and I'm like, I think they'd love to hire me now, because you've got like this gay black guy and he's, that'd be some sort of representation that you'd have on your team, And I'm thinking, I bet, depending on where I would apply and the kind of areas that I'd work, I feel like that it would somehow be in my favor at this point. Maybe I'm naive and thinking, actually, no, there are many people that still look at white people differently than black people. Maybe I'll get a leg up now that people are trying to show more representation. I'm trying to take the opportunities the same way as the people that we'd spoken about recently, where the jobs are given to those individuals who are minorities. I'm kind of hoping that falls in my favor next couple of weeks. But that representation to me is clearly needed in many different situations because of things like this. I think it shocks me. I don't expect these things to happen. I'm the opposite to you, in fact. I don't expect these things to happen, and it still shocks me and surprises me that this happens. It really does.
I'm surprised that you're surprised.
Being shoved in their face too much, and I don't need to be told about gay people, and they don't need to be on TV as much, and they're taking our jobs, and black gay people, and they don't need to do this and this, that, and the other. Because some people do say, "Oh, it's a bit much now, isn't it? It's a bit much." And I'm like, no, this is why it's not a bit much. This is exactly why it's not a bit much. Because
but I'm surprised that you're surprised by it.
Well, my own personal life, I'm surprised in the fact that, because often when we talk about this, sometimes I think that you're a bit narrow-minded. I say this honestly. I think sometimes you said I think that's a bit too much. And then I'm like, no, it's not at all. But it's still, when I'm saying it surprises me, I'm not shocked. I'm surprised that people still feel that way, because it's crazy to me. I'm not shocked it's happened. I'm not surprised, oh my God, I can't believe it happened. I'm just surprised. I'm continually surprised that people could literally have that mentality. Not that it's necessarily happened, but it still surprises me that people think a certain way and think that because of the color of their skin or, you know, their sexual orientation or anything else, that it's okay to do that. I will always be surprised. I will always be surprised by it.
I don't know. I'm not surprised by it. Yeah, I think I've just become so used to the stories where, you know, black people get shot in the streets or gay people get attacked. That it doesn't shock me. I don't think, and I think it's going to be here for ages. I'm fortunate enough to never been on I'm fortunate enough to never been on the receiving end of any serious hate crime. But that doesn't mean I never will, and it doesn't mean I walk around comfortably knowing that I never have. I think it's here for a while, and I think it's because there's always going to be stupid people. Always going to be stupid people. I think it's also down to not enough people taking responsibility for the people around them.
Absolutely. I mean, I was listening just to I watch like a lot of YouTube videos and I get myself into those things. Listen to a comedian and he was just saying like, and even in his set, he was just like, you know, he's like, I go to protests for a lot of like sort of, he's a black comedian and he goes to a lot of protests for black African American rights and stuff. And he's like, what really needs to happen, and we've said it before, is those that aren't, what's really interesting is that these protests need people that don't get affected by the issues that are being raised. So there's going to be like this protest. I don't know what it actually is. I don't know if it's protest or rally, they call it, on Friday in New York about this is what's happened. I don't exactly sure what they're rallying for. But in those situations, if you're not gay and or black, you know, you're a straight white male, it takes those individuals to stand there and say that this is not acceptable for it to really gain traction, you know? You need to be outside of those affected groups to really stand for those that are affected, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I just want people to think about the next time, and you yourself, Ashley, the next time you think that representation isn't needed in all aspects of these marginalized groups, even going back to last week and talking about adding layers to the flag. Now, I don't think the representation needed to necessarily be on the flag, but I still think it's completely necessary. I still think there needs to be a Black Pride. I still think there needs to be a Pride. I still think there needs to be all of these sorts of things to say, well, actually, I should be able to live my life and survive without being at risk. You should not think that you're going to be attacked on a daily basis purely based on being different. Not that I feel that way, because I feel it everywhere. I'm constantly just aware that people are crazy. I'm on the tube and I think that someone might push me just because they're crazy, you know? But yeah, we shouldn't have to live that way. We shouldn't have to live in fear of that.
No, definitely not. And just to make a correction, I never once said, ever once said that there doesn't need to be more black representation in the LGBT community.
You said there shouldn't be black lines on a flag.
I didn't. I said I don't think having black or brown flags on a flag is going to make a difference. I don't think it's the right way to do what it's set out to do. But I didn't say that there doesn't have to be something else done that's better for it.
I'm going to listen to these past episodes and see what you said.
I accept the apology in advance.
I don't know. Did we get any reviews this week at all? Have you looked?
No, we didn't get any reviews, but we got a good number of shout-outs on social media.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. A lot of my CrossFit crew give us lots of shout-outs and listens. So I want to thank all them. So Carla.
They are actually great, honestly. So many of them have.
They have, haven't they?
They really have. They really have pulled out. They are your family.
Yeah. So I know there's other ones before, but I know Carla listened to it, Bernie listened to it, and Farmer Brian listened to it, Andy Chapman and Mark McGonigal, and there's a few other ones as well, but I know I've already given them a shout out before.
Someone was messaging me because they always message me when they think that you're being closed on gay black issues. And I was like, write it in a review, because all of Ashley's friends publicly show their feelings and often... And the people that message me, I'm like, write a review. And they never do, or they never spread it. I was like, if you have anything to say, regardless of whether it's about me or about Ashley or anything we talk about, we'd still like to hear it in a public forum, you know?
Yeah, only Apple people can leave reviews because it's Apple. It's only on iTunes.
On the post. Anyway, I'll say it again. And do you know who started following us on the pods this week?
Who?
Colby Jansen.
Yeah, no, I told him to.
What, you message?
Yeah, I know Colby.
Oh, we never really chat, but I see him there. That's interesting. That's nice.
Yeah, no, we were talking about rugby the other night, and he put up a meme about something, and I sent him the meme of I put up by Snow White and the little girl, and I said, "Oh, this is one I posted on our podcast thing," and then he followed not long after.
Hey, well, good, excellent. Well, thank you
Nothing
for the
like
shout out to CrossFit people.
yeah, totally.
All right, well, I think it's time for bed already.
I am like 20 minutes past my bedtime.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you for a lovely episode, Ashley.
No, thank you very much as well.
Have a lovely week, everyone, and enjoy the Six Nations on the weekend. We've got games on 2 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or 2 Saturday and 1 Sunday.
2 on Saturday and 1 Sunday.
Yeah. I hope you have a great week, Ashley.
Yeah, you too, Matt. Take it easy.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.